So we've got a lot of cool new things coming into Taken King. We definitely listen to fan feedback, and one of the things that people are asking about is an objective style mode, and so that's where Rift really came from. We weren't happy to do something like a traditional like run-of-the-mill CTF. We wanted to do something that felt more in line with what the Destiny world is like. So Rift became this thing where it's closer to like a neutral bomb assault, where there's an objective in the center of the map, only one team can have it at a time, and then you want to infiltrate the other team's half of the map and blow it up, earn points. It came together really well, and we're really happy with it, and it sort of fits into this 6v6 big team objective style thing that we never had before. You take a traditional mode like CTF and it's very binary. Either you grab the flag and you take it to the enemy team's base and you get a point, and that's the way the game works. And even if you make it 95% of the way there and then get killed at the last second, you get nothing. And so it's really punitive for a lot of people, and so we wanted to try and solve some of those issues and say, well, what if we actually paid out partial progress? So even if you didn't make it all the way, you still feel pretty good because you made it most of the way. And then we do things like the shot clock, where the spark that you pick up and you have to take to the rift, we put a timer on you. So you can't just run to your side of the map and be like hee hee, like hide in a corner and make the other team frustrated. If you don't execute on that, and I think we ended up at like a minute 15, you'll actually, you'll kill yourself. So like there's really interesting rules that we're applying to that and trying to make it feel more Destiny. Mayhem. That came out of a conversation where we said, well, what if we just made it like so you had your super almost all the time? And we were like, it sounds too crazy. And then one of the guys, Andrew Weldon, one of the PvP designers, said, I think we can just crank it up a little bit and let's just see what happens if your grenades and your melee and ammo and your super and everything just comes back really fast. And the first playtest was just, we all sort of were in a haze looking around like, what just happened? Like, that was awesome. Like, someone was like, this is amazing, right? And they like set their controller down, and I was like, okay, I think we got something here. It falls in line. It feels more like a party game than anything else. It's like, I'm just gonna blow off steam, I'm gonna have like, whatever, 6 or 7 Nova bombs this match. It allows you to not care about your life in a way that the other modes don't really have. Sort of, we're treating it as we're gonna put it out there, we're gonna see what people think. Like, we did this thing when Dark Below came out where we instituted what we call rotators. And that sort of worked. In some ways it works really well, in other ways it doesn't. But the upside of like that rotator idea is that it allows us to do things like Mayhem and just sort of put them out there and say like, what do you guys think? Like, is this worth, bringing back? I think players told us pretty quickly with Trials, when we gave them elimination as a rotator, the first posts that were popping up were like, oh my God, just make it permanent, you assholes, right? Like, just do it. We want to play it all the time. And so I think I've seen people on message boards say, why don't you just have it be elimination when Trials isn't up? And so that's what we're going to try. There's no strategy for vehicles right now. In terms of Combined Arms, which is our vehicle-specific playlist, there's not going to be a refresh for that yet, but it's entirely possible that we do something later on. We talk about it all the time, we just don't have anything yet to share. In the Crucible, we have this really cool opportunity to introduce players to things that they've never seen before and may never see again. Who knows if we'll ever go to Mercury beyond Burning Shrine and the new map Vertigo that's in the Taken King. We may never go there as a destination, as a PvE activity, but sometimes it allows us to sort of forecast something that's coming in the future too. And that just depends, right? Like, because sometimes development changes, right? Like something that we would have released around the same time maybe doesn't come together. And so it's pushed off to a later release, or then it, gets backburnered and never comes back again. I want everyone to at least try the Crucible. With the new matchmaking changes, all the quest stuff, we said, hey, what if we add a quest line to the Crucible, an introduction to the Crucible that has shacks pushing you through this experience? We've refactored all the bounties. We have a lot more bounties now, and they actually pay out when you do them, and we want them to be relatively easy, but then we also have like an escalating level of weekly bounties as well. Iron Banner's gonna come back, Trials of Osiris will come back, and there could be new things as well. yeah, I'm excited for people who have been playing all year and are like, God damn Thorn, like when the hell is that gonna change? That's changing. So we're excited about that. Like when Taken King launches, huge changes happening to the weapons and the armor across the board. Like Blink is not gonna be quite as good as it was before. The interesting thing about the Crucible is if you take it too seriously, you're just gonna be frustrated. And it's not because the game isn't balanced or the game isn't fun or whatever. Sometimes it's the baggage you bring in from other games, but like if you sort of like play it to relax and just, you know, have fun, it's a really amazing experience.
Get tense to have fun.
Yeah.
And relax.
Yeah, exactly. Have Shax yell at you. Come on, that's the best way to relax.